And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Todd Teaches DDO. We are in House Fjarlin. We are working on the Carnival chain. So this is Rouge. Last time we completed the first quest in the chain, a small problem. Darrell is joining us again. This time we're going to be infiltrating a party and doing a quest called Party Crashers. So we need to go over to talk to Cyan. This quest is quite a long quest. We are going to have to split it into 2 episodes. So just keep that in mind, that there will be a part 1 and part 2. So here's Cyan. Let's see what she has to say. You are the agent of that Rouge dispatch to help me? Yes. What is the Maleficent Cabal doing? We've learned the Cabal is targeting the Fjarlin Chapter House's Grand Gala tonight. Their timing is apprehensible. I haven't had the time to arrange our entry into the party. I must ask you to clandestinely gain entrance, say through the illusionarium. From inside, you can find the guest list and surreptitiously add my name. Once we are positioned in the party, we can foil the Cabal's plans before they strike. Alright, I'll get you inside. Okay, here's the deal. This quest is really frustrating in a lot of ways. You want, again, either a full party or you want hirelings. Doing it on your own is going to be difficult unless you're way above level. We are 2 levels above, so we will make it seem a little bit easier than it is. At level, it is very challenging, though. Please keep that in mind. There will be some things in here that we will not be able to do with this party, such as disable some of the traps and get some of the extra specials, but I will tell you what they are to the best of my knowledge as we get to them.
We'll try them and see if we can do them.
Well, we aren't going to be able to do them, but I'll show you where they are. So you can either start here at the chapter house, or you can start over here at the illusionarium. I'll show you what happens if you go into the chapter house entrance. So, Party Crashers, level 5. We're going in on normal. Again, we're above level. So if you go into the entrance of the chapter, it will be the entrance to the Grand Gala. Maybe, if this ever loads. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Oh my goodness, okay. So what will happen is you'll try to get into the party and they won't let you. You can talk to them and you can tell them vital danger, don't have an invitation, blah blah blah. You can tell them anything. They'll check the list, they'll see you're not on it, they won't let you through. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to go over to this entrance, which takes you into the illusionarium. Or, of course, you can just jump right into the illusionarium to start, like Darrell did. So, let me summon up my hireling. Now, this first part of the quest is supposed to be like Fjarlin's crown jewel.
The illusionarium is different than outside, as if you were transported into the deep jungles of Zendrick. As with anything built by House Fjarlin, it is difficult to tell what is real and what is illusion.
So these are all illusions. In order to dispel the illusions, you have to destroy the illusionary mark, the mark of shadow that hangs up there above. Once you've destroyed it, it will shatter the illusions.
Illusions around you dissipate. The way deeper into the illusionarium is open.
So you'll have to proceed through several rooms where you'll have to do that. So here's our second room.
The air suddenly shifts from tropical heat to bitter cold. It is as if you were teleported leagues away.
The Mark of Shadows is behind this one.
Walked a few feet.
If you destroy the Mark of Shadow, everything else disappears, so if you can do that quickly, everything else will dissipate. Or, I mean, you can kill all the illusions if you really want. I don't know if they count as... I guess they do count as monsters killed, so maybe to get your count. For kills, you can do that. So we make our way deeper into the illusionarium. Oh, we're not going to be able to get the traps. This
These
is going to be a
arches
pain in
have
the
signal
butt.
crystals attached on top. Are they simply decorative?
Okay, so
With
there's a
House
trap.
Garland, one can't tell.
We cannot disable it because we are not of that class. We can't even search it out. So this is going to be terrible. I'm going to make the hireling stay here. This is not going to be fun for us. Okay, so what happens is someone gets chained by these illusions, or I guess everybody. And these spikes come up and attack you. And they'll continue moving and doing damage. Got to get through it to get to the Mark of Shadow. So, not terrible on normal, but on higher difficulties that can be killer. So, just keep that in mind. Then you get into this little fairy room.
Though you can see the rest of Stormreach through the skylights above, the light from outside does not reach this room. The only illumination comes from phosphorescent mushrooms.
So, make your way upstairs. The illusionary mark is up here in the middle of these mushrooms. So you gotta go up. Destroy the Mark of Shadow up here. These little fairies are kind of annoying. And I guess, yeah, there they go. They disappear. So once you've opened up the way for this room, you need to come upstairs and around over to this side. And we get another room with a trap in it. This time there will be spikes that pop up in different places, and there's going to be a lot of marks of shadows, but only one of them is real. If you've got someone with range, that would be good because they can try to get them from far away. Otherwise, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So again, I'll make my hirelings stand still. And I think Darrell is going to have to do most of the work on this one, because once you step in here, you can see there's air that blows you all around, and there's those illusionary shadows that do massive damage.
The Mark of Shadow created copies of itself.
I wish I had true seeing.
They must be
right now.
illusions.
If you have true seeing, it
Only
will show you
destroying
which
the
mark
real
is the correct
will
mark.
end this death.
Yep.
But none
True
of us
Seeing
have.
will help you a lot in this one. I think it appears as like blue. Otherwise, you just got to keep destroying them until you find the real one. Again, air will blow you all around and shoot you into spikes. There we
The
go.
illusionary ones have disappeared, as well as the barrier into the next chamber.
So, get your hireling and move forward. Okay, this room is a little bit different. Instead of a Mark of Shadow, there will be like a giant scorpion, and the scorpion has the mark inside him, so you have to kill the scorpion.
Unlike the previous room, this place feels like that scorpion completely enveloped the Mark of Shadow. You will need to destroy it in order to get at the mark. The destruction of this make-believe scorpion has also extinguished the Mark of Shadow. The illusionary barrier is gone.
There we go. So kill the scorpion, move on. It's like a little gift shop here. It's pretty funny. Take a break at the Safari Rest Stop and Gift Shop. Be sure to get your souvenirs before moving on. I'd like to purchase a souvenir. I'm sorry, the souvenir vendor is currently on break. Please come back later. Fine. So we reach a room with a shrine. You may want to save this shrine because the next room is going to be difficult. In this next room, there will be a illusionary giant that will run around and chase you. Unfortunately, there's not just one Mark of Shadow, but 4. I think 4 or 6. A lot of them anyways. And each one has different things trying to attack you as you destroy it. So it would be good to have one person kind of kiting the giant around to keep him away from you. And then the other people working on the marks of shadow. Again, if you destroy the mark, then whatever's attacking you for that one will go away. So, do you want to get the giant's attention or do the marks?
You should probably get the giant's attention. I can sling spells.
Okay, so I will keep the giant's attention, or at least try. And Darelai will be going around the outside of the room. You can kind of see from where we are. Let's see if I can look through. There's those platforms along the sides of the room. That's where the marks of shadows will appear. But on each one, there will be creatures. There will be like the illusionary lions again. There will be the chains. There will be the spikes. This guy tells you about the fire giant. So anyway, I will go in first. I'll get the giant's attention. And then Darelai hopefully will go around and get the marks. So here we go. Now, you can do damage to the giant, but every time he gets close to one of the marks, it will heal him. I don't even know if you can actually kill him before you get all the marks.
The marks of shadow around this chamber are restoring the illusionary giant's health.
Yep, see?
I'm chained. It's going to take me a little while. Okay,
So I killed him once. I don't know if he'll reappear. But you can see these platforms are where the marks are. Huh. Maybe you can kill him if you just keep him away from the marks.
On normal, you might be able to. On elite,
Higher difficulties, he gets healed really rapidly.
Yeah, we've never been able to do that on.
So, keep in mind, this is not normal. Have somebody kite the giant around. And other people working on the marks. So, Darelai will get that one.
You've run through the gauntlet of
Oh, there we go.
House
Okay.
Illusionarium. But you still need to enter the chapter house and stop the Maleficent Cabal's attack.
Okay. So we're about maybe a third of the way through the quest. Maybe. Depending on how many of the optionals you want to do. There's a chest here before the door. Now would be the time to go back and use that shrine if you need to. Otherwise, go ahead and continue forward into the chapter house. Okay, so this is going to be another gauntlet of things that we have to fight our way through to get to the actual ballroom. You can see there's a res shrine, but not a rest shrine. So that should tell you something there. There's a bunch of these little illusions around. Now, as you go through some of the doorways, there will be illusionary guards.
The chapter house must have been closed as a precaution during the Grand Gala. The ballroom is on the far side of the chapter house, and it seems rather unlikely that House Fiarlan simply left the way undefended.
Okay, so
Next to the security gates,
Oh my goodness.
a large dragon mark of shadow is embedded into the wall.
stop talking.
If it were to activate, you would not be able to destroy it, as you did with the marks in the illusionarium.
Okay, so here's the thing. This giant thing here is the security system. If you can't disable it, every time you go through a stupid door, you're going to get attacked by a bunch of illusionary guards. You would have to have somebody with a very high skill in each skill area in order to disable it, or in each ability. And as you can see, we do not have them all. We are missing
Dexterity.
dexterity. And I highly doubt that any of our hirelings can use
Claire
it.
Thor tried it. Flower couldn't.
I already am. Nothing.
Okay. We can only not
So-
get one.
On normal, these aren't too bad. Let's see, what are my stats? I'm guessing it's probably
20.
20.
Because I couldn't get the Constitution one, and my Constitution's 19.
Okay, so it's probably 20. At higher difficulties, that increases by a lot. I think on hard, it's like 24, and
Yeah.
on elite, it's like 28.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to guess what it is on epic. So unfortunately, we cannot disable the security system. So it's going to be a pain in the butt every time we go through a door. So before we go through that door, which is where we need to proceed, there's some pretty interesting music going on in here. I don't know if you have sound on or not.
I don't.
So let me show you a couple of these other places. See this room, there's like a like a showroom. And there's like a gallery and stuff. And there's a bunch of different arts on the wall. And then the Viceregal's office.
It seems that the entertainment business has been very lucrative for House Fiarlan.
So you can't pick that. You're gonna need to get a key later on if you want to come back. It's for an optional though, so you don't have to. Okay, so then we go back. On the other side, there's a giant theater. So again, not going through the door yet. Over here, there's a giant theater. This is another optional that we actually can do later. So we'll come back and do this optional and show you how this one's done. But you can see, giant theater. There's some traps.
The Charterhouse Theatre normally hosts stage plays for Fiarlan's elite patrons. It looks like its shows are on hold during the Grand Gala.
So there's a trap up here. If you can disable traps, you should be able to get it. We unfortunately cannot do that. So what would happen is once we get the playbook we need, there's this whole little thing with this wheel that we've got to do all sorts of stuff that I always have to look up. So you're going to want to have to look it up on the wiki because it's not actually very easy. But we need the playbook to do that. And that's trapped. If you can jump up here and around. And there's some more things up here that you can get to. Nothing that you need for an optional or anything, but some breakables and stuff that I apparently can't jump to. God, we are the worst party for this quest ever.
No, we just typically are playing high dexterity, jumpy, skill-based characters, and now we're not.
Yeah. It's not a great party for this quest.
If you recall, my druid couldn't do anything in this quest.
Okay. So now we'll go ahead and we'll make our way to the Gala through the rest of this pain in the butt trap doors. So every time you go through one of these doors, you'll get, oh no, bunch of illusionary guards appear. So kill all the illusionary guards. Why is your hireling not doing any of their job?
She's really terrible. She refuses to heal me unless I tell her to. Don't buy flour. Ever. I've got 6 of her, unfortunately. So, it is what it is.
So then there's this big room here. Now, I swear this used to be one that you'd have to come back and do, but last time we played this, it wasn't working for some reason. It used to be you'd replace this one with a big pig or something like that. So anyway, more illusionary guards. They gotta fight to get through this door. Okay, make your hirelings stay at this point. I don't think that they take damage from this next room, but make them stay. So if you try to walk up through the middle of this room, you'll get illusionary spikes that pop up and do massive damage to you. So instead of walking through the middle, you've got to kind of jump your way along the side, which again, this is not a good character to have to do that with. So try to avoid the middle of the room as much as possible. You might survive hitting the spikes once or twice, but they do a lot of damage. So then we'll have another doorway. Guess what happens when we walk through the doorway? Oh no. So no matter where you go in this room, you'll have illusionary guards popping up. So, I mean, if you don't care, just run over towards the other door, kill the guards as they pop up. And again, every time you come through this way, they will pop up. When you get close enough to this side of the room, a barrier will appear before the door. You gotta kill the illusionary guards that protect it in order to get through. Okay. this looks like a good place to stop for this first part of the episode. So make sure you join us for the second part of the episode, in which we get into the gala, try to do some optionals, and try to finish the quest. So until next time, play games, have fun, and we'll see ya.